Hey guys, it's JQ Crafty. Welcome to day 22 of 30 days of sketches with Cristy from Cristy's Beautiful Life and Scraptember 2021. The prompt is monochrome, monochromatic. And I didn't realize that when I picked these photos. Well, let's see what I can get done though. Maybe I could do something. I don't use a lot of red, so this ought to be interesting. So I've got this photo of my son and his best friend Patch at his grandma's. This cat, like, my husband and my son both have this crazy ability. Like, a certain cat will like only them and no one else. And this is the case with this cat for sure. It's just so funny. So we will scrapbook this lovely bond. I've got this close-up picture from him, which goes with the sketch really, really well, and then this farther away photo. So I thought these would be perfect. I have no idea what I'm going to use at the moment. I might go dig and see if I have some good collections. I have some good amounts of red in them. I think that's what we might do, but that's what the plan is. Thanks for checking in, or tuning in, and let's get started. So I ended up going through my stash and deciding I would grab what I have of Chamel, which I have a little bit of Sparkle City, a little bit of, or a lot more bit of, wow, I can't think of what they're called right now. I'm having a very big brain fart. But the two more recent collections. Wow, I can't think of what they're called, and I don't have the stuff in front of me. You guys probably already know, and you're looking at it, and yeah, this one, and then the other one with the outdoorsy stuff and the things. Best video ever, Jackie. Good job. This is getting posted very, very late. I just posted kind of an update on channel plans for October, what I did in September, or like layout share, and I'm getting these done late, but they're done. Some things in my life, right? Things. Anywho, let's just focus on what I'm doing, shall we? So I'm going through all those papers, and I definitely find this one. It's more of like an orangey red that I really, really like. But I also like I want to use this black notebook paper, and I really enjoy that like linoleum floor looking paper. That's the only thing I can think of what it looks like to me, is like old school linoleum floor, but in bright, bright colors. And even though the sketch has a complete border around it, I decided not to do a full border, and I'm going to use that blue patterned linoleum floor looking paper and just create a border on the top and bottom of my page. But first I'm going to mat my photos in black. I've trimmed them down to basically the sizes that are in the sketch. And now I decided I'm not going to do a doily, but I want to do like half a rosette peeking out of the corner. So I'm going to trim down that science notebook paper and score it and make that a half a rosette. I could have folded it probably all the way around to make a full one, but half of it was getting tucked behind the photo anyway. Didn't matter. So I just score on every 1/4 inch on my Martha Stewart scoreboard. And then I will fold, accordion fold, and get that done. I think I cut out some of that so you don't have to watch that whole thing, because that's painful to watch. Yes. So there I have is a half rosette. And now I left some of this in here just because I figured I'd be talking a lot. I don't know why. But gluing these down is a butt. That's going to be the nice way I'm going to put it. Hot glue is how I've seen some people do it, and that's probably the way to go, because then you get the liquid, you set it in, and then it cools and sets. I do have glue dots, though, and those work. They're just very finicky, because I don't know what it is about my glue dots. They're brand glue dots. They don't want to come off, like the plastic. They don't want to stick to the paper, and I don't know why. So, yeah. I grab a scrap of the paper just to glue it down to, so it has something to stick to. And I mess around with wet glue for a little bit, and then I finally get the glue dots, and it works so much better because it's just like a goo that you just stick it into. But I just don't get why I have such a hard time with it sticking to the paper. And then the one time later that I don't want it to stick to the paper because I set it down, it sticks to a part of the page that is not where any of the design is. So I changed the design a little bit. Anywho, but I'm gluing my photos together and then the rosette, and that way I can get all that set. I do have to pop the photos on foam, and I actually, of these double adhesive foam rectangles that I have to double it up so that it's thick enough to match the rosette. So I did that off camera, I think, maybe. Taking this partial branding strip, cut it apart, use it as a shelf for where my photos are set. Is very red. And then, yep, here I'm going to cut the 2 strips that will go above and below the photo. And I really like that. I like the way that looks. It frames it without framing the whole thing. I enjoy that very much. Glue those down. And then I'm just going to go through and find things that have color, mostly red or a little bit of other color. So it doesn't end up being like true monochromatic layout, but it definitely is red is the focus. So in monochrome in that way, that red is definitely the focus. So I'm going to flip through all the ephemera of this collection that I wish I could remember. Okay, I'm sitting in front of a computer. Why don't I just look it up, Jackie? Just look it up. Field trip. Oh, Field trip is the dinosaur one, and never grow up. How could I not remember those? Don't know. Those are the 2 that I have mostly things of. Okay. Yeah, I love those 2 collections. I still have quite a bit of Field trip. I need to document some more stuff with Field trip. Oh, I do have a lot of school layouts I need to do. Not necessarily that you have to use that, but it works really well for that. Okay. So now I'm going through a bunch of the embellishments. I debated using the flowers. I have so many of them, but I don't quite want to do flowers in here. I really like the rainbow. And then while I'm trying to figure out what else I want to do, I decide, okay, let's put the title down, which is going to be Patch. And I have to Frankenstein a T from a 7 and then another 7. So I cut the little tip off. So the T is crooked, but it works. I think... yeah, I make it work. It makes the title a little wonky, but gives us some character, I think. I really like this spirograph type ephemera piece, but I want to put a little bit of it in upper right and up lower left, just like in the sketch where they have their floral clusters. So I cut a wedge out of it. I could have cut a bigger wedge, but I end up not. And then I peel up the photos a little bit so I can tuck them both those parts of that spirograph ephemera piece in a little bit more because they're sticking out just a little too much. That looks kind of awkward in my brain. Go through the Field trip ephemera. I find this big arrow journaling spot. It's red, got ladybugs perfect where they're outside. I'm going to find the little cut apart with the viewfinder. I'll fussy cut that out and put that up in the right hand corner, and that's when I'll tuck that spirograph thing in a little bit. I debate using the little banner that comes with the spirograph up in the left hand corner where they have like a word sticker or phrase. I don't do that because it's yellow, and I'm like, I'm trying to stick to monochromatic. I want to do mostly red if I can. And then I decide I'm going to go look at all my flares. So I have some epoxy dots from Shimmers. There's a red one that I just recently got from, I think it was the August color kit. And then I go through all my Dottie Ball flare. Well, I don't go through all of it. I just dump out my lucky box that I got from, what month did I get? Was it July? I feel like it was July. And there's a perfect rainbow in there. And then there's another one that's like ombre hearts. And there's like, it's mostly red, orange, and yellow. So I'm going to tuck that one in. Oh yeah, I'm putting some glue dots under there. See, and then on the left side, I set the glue dots down and it stuck to the paper there, but I couldn't get it to release from the plastic any other time. So because of that, instead of putting up a little word phrase up on the top border, I'm going to put this notes like wedge circle thing from Field Trip. It's like an ephemera piece for journaling, and it just says notes, but it's in pink. So I figure red, pink, same family-ish. It'll work for the monochromatic look. And then I'm going to grab the Stay Weird little ticket just to keep the red going. And then I was like, what else can I find in my stash that's red? I have these awesome felt hearts from Shadney's shop, which I thought they were adhesive backed, but I don't think they are. I sat there, I cut it out. I sat there for minutes trying to peel off the backing, and I couldn't get it. I wasn't sure if it was just because of my like false nails I have on, or, but yeah. So I'm going to grab some of the darkest red out of that Shadney thing. Oh, here I'm picking out my flare. I already talked to you about this. And then I'll pick out the deepest red. I'll pick out a few of the deepest red hearts from that pack from Shadney. I grabbed this other Dottie About Flare package that I got. It was all the Vicky Bouton color study. That's what Adam had designed them after. I grabbed those two, but I ended up really liking the two that I found in my Lucky Dip box. So I ended up just using those instead. And now I'm going to scatter those hearts around. And then I'm going to grab some Bella Boulevard puffy hearts in red and the tiniest ones, and sprinkle those around, and that is it. Then I'll journal there on the bottom just about my son and this cat and how he's like the only one the cat will tolerate. It's kind of funny. But yeah, so thank you so much for watching. Again, I apologize this is late, but I will have them all up. There is a 30 Days of Sketches playlist on my channel of all the 30 Days of Sketches I have participated in, and even though I've gotten behind in the past, they're all there, all accounted for. I think I've done 3 of them, 6, 7, and 8. So you can go ahead and check that out. There's also a playlist that Cristy made of everyone that's playing along with 8, so it's like the biggest playlist I've ever seen. So I will have that as a card up top as well. So yeah, thanks for watching, you guys. Enjoy, and we'll see you again at the next video. Bye.